Hello, guys. Good morning or good afternoon. Today we're gonna start with our first class online by this media. So I hope that you can understand everything. And also be careful in your houses. Wash your hands every time you can. Avoid public places and stay at home because basically that's why we are having our classes this way so that you don't have to go out. Okay, with that said, let's start with today's class. This class we're gonna start unit number 8. Okay, the unit number 8 is called attraction. So let's get started. The first part of this unit is a listening and vocabulary. Okay, so at the beginning we have work in small groups and discuss these questions. So, like I already told you, when we have a work that you must speak, you're gonna call someone or you're gonna send voice messages via WhatsApp or Messenger if you want to, so that you can discuss these questions. Okay, once you have finished, let's move on to the exercise number 2. It says, 5 people were asked to describe what features make a face attractive. You have to complete the collocations A to L to describe some of the facial features they mention. Choose the most suitable words from the box. Sometimes more than one answer is possible. Okay, so here we have some words in this box. I want you to take a look to the words in the box and the word from A to L and check if there's any word you don't know. Okay, if there's any word you don't know, please go to one of these two websites. These are dictionaries, very good dictionaries that I recommend you to use, where you will find any word that you don't know. For example, let's see bone structure. Do you know what bone structure is? No? Let's check it out. We have here that in macmillandictionary.com, bone structure is the shape of your face as it is formed by the bones underneath. Okay, so for example, skinny people, they have this shape on their faces. This is the bone structure. And you can also Google for some images as reference. As you can see here, I wrote bone structure and I wrote beauty because it is related to this topic. If you only look for bone structure, maybe you won't be able to find the correct picture of what we're looking for. Let's continue. In this exercise, well, you just have to use these words to complete these collocations. For example, we have smooth. Which of these words do you think that fits better with smooth? Very good, is skin. Like this, you're gonna complete all these collocations, okay? If there's any collocation that you don't understand, you can go to these websites to look for them so that you can have a better understanding. So now we're gonna listen to 5 people being asked to describe what features make a face attractive to them. Okay, and in these interviews you're gonna be able to see the correct answers.
Unit 8, Track 2.14. 1. What do you think makes a face attractive?
For a woman, smooth skin and good bone structure.
And for a man?
Nice white teeth, sparkling eyes, and a square jaw. That's what I like anyway.
2. What do you think makes a face attractive?
Big eyes, full lips, and a big smile.
Like Beyoncé?
Exactly.
3. What do you think makes a face attractive?
It's probably easier to say what I don't like. On a man, I don't like a small nose. It doesn't have to be enormous, but a little turned up nose on a man looks silly.
So you don't like Bruno Mars then?
Well, I like everything about him except his nose.
4. What do you think makes a face attractive?
High cheekbones, especially on a woman. Like Jennifer Lawrence. She's my ideal woman. I love her arched eyebrows.
5. What do you think makes a face attractive?
I love dimples.
Do you mean a dimple in the chin?
Yeah, I do like that, but I meant dimples in the cheeks when somebody smiles. It's so cute.
Okay, there you go. You can play this audio again and again so that you can check your answers. Also, you can go to this section on the presentation to check your answers. You only have to click here, and here we have it on the page 82. These are the answers. Okay, very good. So let's continue with the next section, which is reading. Okay, the first exercise, it says work with a partner. Look at the statements A to E about the nature of beauty and decide whether you agree or disagree. Okay guys, once again here we have a speaking exercise. So you must call your classmate or send them note voices and give your opinions about this. Okay, so take your time and do it. Nice, well done. Now we're gonna read the article on the page 83 and find out whether the statements are true or false. Okay, so let's go to the page 83. Here we have the lecture. You can read it here, but I would highly recommend you that you read it on your book. If by any reason you don't have your book, pause the video, take your time, read the lecture, and play the video again when you are done. All done? Very good. Let's continue. Now, in the exercise number 2, it says read the article on the page 83 again and underline the words or phrases that you don't know. Okay, so you're gonna go to the lecture and you're gonna underline the words you don't know. First, you're gonna try to guess the meaning from the context. Okay, then you're gonna complete this glossary and you're gonna see how many of the words you underlined. And finally, you're gonna add any other words and write your own definitions. You can use a dictionary if necessary. Imagine that we are on this page and I don't know what these words mean. So the first thing that you must do is that you have to try to guess the meaning from the context. For example, here we have, there is a myriad of combinations, but they are all considered beautiful or attractive. With this, I can guess that there are many combinations. Okay, that's what I think. That's what the context tells me. So let's see. In Cambridge Dictionary, myriad says that it's a very large number of something. Okay, so yes, it's what we thought according to the context. And with prevailing is existing at a particular time or in a particular place. Okay, so you can check it in a dictionary before doing the glossary, and this will make your task much easier. So let's do the exercise. Let's see, if we take a look to the letter B, it says an extremely large number of people or things. What could be this word? Exactly, myriad. Well done. Like this, continue and complete the glossary. Also, you must add any other words and write your own definition. This is very important, guys, so that you can learn more words, okay? Okay, let's do the exercise, and when you finish, we'll move on. You done? Excellent. Now, we're gonna click here to check the answers. Here we have them. Take a look to them, check if you were right. And let's go back. Very good, guys, well done all of you. I know that I cannot know if you are doing the exercises, but I trust you, so I know that you are doing them well. So let's move on to the next page. This is where we start with the good stuff, the grammar section. Okay, for this we're gonna first do the exercise number 1. It says, look at an active and passive version of the same sentence. Guys, we already saw the passive voice. Now we're gonna see the passive report structures. So here we have 2 different sentences, and each of these sentences is written in active and in passive version. So let's take a look. the letter A's will be the active and the letter B's will be the passive. The first sentence in letter A says, for more than a century, people thought that a beautiful face was appealing because, and then we have, for more than a century, it was thought that a beautiful face was appealing because. Now, in the sentence number 2, letter A, we have, do people all over the world consider the same features to be attractive? And in letter B says, are the same features considered to be attractive all over the world? Okay, so analyze these two different structures for each sentence and answer the questions. Let's see. The first question says, which structure, active or passive, is more formal? What do you think, guys? A's or B's? The answer is B's. Yeah, very good. Then, next question. Which structure is more likely to be found in written reports? A's or B's? B's, very good. Passive again. And the last question. Which structure is used in the article on page 83? A's or B's? Yes, B's again. Let's take a look to a part on the lecture, and over here we can find some examples of passive voice. Beauty standards are mirrored. Face shapes have been considered. Genes which can be passed down. Okay, these three examples are in passive voice. Okay, now let's take a look to what passive voice is. We already saw it, but let's take a quick look again on the passive. Let's see. Remember, guys, when we have a sentence like this, people create beauty standards. This is an active sentence. We have a subject, we have a verb, and we have an object. Correct? Subject, verb, and object. But when we have a sentence in passive, the object is gonna turn in the subject. That's why in a passive sentence we have beauty standards are created by people. So the object is now the subject of the sentence. The verb now needs the verb be, and it has to be changed to past participle. And the original subject is no longer a subject, it's just the doer or agent. It's no longer a subject, guys. Remember, the proper name for this is doer or agent. It's the person who does the action. Okay, so this is the passive. But today's topic is passive report structures. Okay, what is this? This is very easy, guys. It's only that with these passive report structures, we're gonna have reporting verbs. But what are reporting verbs? These are just like say, think, consider, agree, suggest, tell, deny, and on and on and on. Here I will give you a complete list of reporting verbs. Now, we have here an active sentence. People think that beards are nice. Okay, this is an active sentence. How would you say this sentence in passive? You just use the object as the subject, beards, then the verb in the passive form are thought, and in this case we can omit the subject. So we have beards as the subject, the verb is think, but with the verb we are, and past participle of think, which is thought, and in this case, like we're talking about people, it's a very general subject, we can omit it. So beards are thought to be nice. Now, pay attention. As you can see here in this little square, we have another example. Bananas are said to give you energy, right? But here we have another different structure for passive report. We have this sentence that says, it was thought that the world was flat. So we can say the same sentence but using this structure instead. It is that. This verb can be in past, was also. But for example, if we say people think that beards are nice, another way to say it is just to say it is thought that beards are nice. As you can see, the only thing that we're doing is changing think to thought to past participle. And like we already have is, this is making the passive voice. Okay? So let's recap the two structures that we just learned. There are two ways to use the passive report structures. The first one is the one that we already know, where we have an object, then the verb be, and a verb in past participle. For example, high heels are considered to be professional. In this case, we're using the object high heels, verb be, are, and past participle consider. Another example, orange is said to be the new black. The object, verb be, is, and past participle of say, said. As you can see, we're using the past participle of consider and say, which are reporting verbs. That's why these are passive report structures. Then the second structure we saw is when we have it is, or it was, is also correct, and the past participle and that. It is believed that people who love themselves are happier. It is confirmed that the beauty is in the inside. Okay, we have it is, past participle of believe, and confirm, which are report verbs, that, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay, remember here I'm talking in present tense, so I'm using it is. If you're talking in past tense, you must use was. Very good, guys. Let's move on. If there's any question about this topic, if you don't understand something, please let me know. Send me a message, send me a WhatsApp, whatever you want to, whatever you prefer. Okay, let's move on. If there's no question about this, we can do the exercise number 2. It just says, put the missing word in parentheses in the correct position in the sentence. So we have this sentence which is incomplete. It is missing one single word, which is. So for example, we have chocolate thought to be bad for your skin. This is pretty easy because over here we have the verb in past participle, but we're missing the verb be. So this is what we are looking for. Chocolate is thought to be bad for your skin. Okay, like this, complete the rest of the sentences. You just have to add the word that is in parentheses to the sentences. So do it, guys, and when you finish, we'll continue. Very good. If you're done, we're gonna click here to check the answers. Okay, so here we have page 84, grammar exercise 2. Here it is. Check your answers, take your time, correct any mistakes. If you don't understand why the sentence is like this, please send me a message so that I can know. Okay, once you have checked your answers, we're gonna continue with the last exercise of today, which is the exercise number 3. Okay, so in the exercise number 3, it says, rewrite the statements in exercise 2 in a more informal style. Okay, we already saw the formal style, that was the passive voice. Now we're gonna use the active voice. For example, instead of saying chocolate is thought to be bad for your skin, you're gonna say people say that chocolate is bad for your skin. And like that with the rest of the sentences. Okay, do it and we'll come back in a second. Okay, very good. And finally, when you're done, you're gonna work with a partner and you're gonna ask him or her, do people believe that the same things are true in your country? For example, do you think that people in Mexico say that chocolate is bad for your skin? You're gonna discuss these 6 statements with your classmates. Okay? Once you finish, that's gonna be all for today. Thank you for your attention and see you next class. Bye.